We might just get hit with the Rico.
Me Millie. Cause we in the field with them birds like we play for the Eagles. I'm on probation, so let me not talk what's illegal. Switch it up. Today I woke up with my drinker, she rich as a beetle. For my teachers that said I won't make.
What's going on, guys? Your boy Joey Shake72 coming to you guys with a video right now. So I was already talking about depth and how much this team has got depth, and the Eagles could make more moves come before training camp, okay? You know, there is so much more this team could do, but I don't know if they're going to do it. So we've already talked about Connor Barron being a free agent and signing with the Eagles, maybe if he wants to compete, if he wants to be with the Super Bowl contender, wants to be with the team that's going to make it to the playoffs and at least give a little bit of a, you know, kind of just, you know, he can really take advantage of this opportunity that he has coming to him if he picks coming back to the Birds. I want to talk about another guy that I kind of wanted last year as a depth piece, maybe could be a starter piece. Navorrow Bowman, linebacker, he's only played about middle linebacker, and hasn't really played outside linebacker, mostly middle linebacker. I really loved this guy when he was with San Francisco. I thought he was my favorite player from San Francisco. Bowman is great. He's a team leader. He amps up the team very well. You know, he's got a mean streak to him. Problem is, he's very injury prone. Okay, the Raiders signed him last year because they needed some, you know, some more at that linebacker core. And I think he only played about 10 games. Ended up getting hurt. I forgot what the injury was, but ended up getting hurt. And that's pretty much his story. And he is still a free agent. And I don't know what teams are talking to him. I don't know if the Eagles would like to add a piece like him to the team. Coverage skills-wise, not very good. Okay, the guy can blitz. I think this guy is a better blitzer than Connor Barron. I think he's a lot faster and he has more athletic ability than Connor Barron overall. I understand because of the connection between Connor Barron and the Philadelphia Eagles community, the city of Philadelphia, and this team. We all know that our hearts are always going to be with him no matter what. But talk about Navorrow Bowman coming to the Eagles would be a very good idea. They should at least bring one linebacker in. I mean, I don't really fucking care who it is. I just want them to bring somebody in. This way I feel a little bit more satisfied, a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more, you know what? I feel complete with the linebacker core right now. All right, we're going to see what happens with this competition. Now with Nigel Brown being suspended the first game of the season against the Atlanta Falcons, now you have to look at other guys. You have to look at Nate Gary. What is he going to bring to the table? We're going to find out. Corey Nelson, what is he going to bring to the table? Well, we're going to find out. We're going to find out training camp on the 25th. And guys been working their tails off. So now the only thing that's really standing in the way of these linebackers right now is, holy shit, Nigel Brown suspended for a game. Someone's going to start, and we're going to find out who it's going to be. Corey Nelson has been highly praised. Nick Gary has been highly praised, but we need to see what they do on the field before anything. Because, guys, be honest with you, I don't know what they're going to bring to the field. Okay, last year was last year. This year is this year. Okay, and we have a big opportunity this year to make another run, you know, with these pieces that we do have. And, you know, I always say Jordan Hicks. I always talk about Jordan Hicks and what, you know, the shit that we forget. But at the same time, we all know his situation. They've been cautious with him. They haven't been going crazy with him on the field. But these other guys have a big opportunity to step in and do what they need to do to start on the field and show what they got. Now, let me tell you something. Nate Gary showed a lot last year. He showed a lot in that last Cowboys game. Why do I say the last Cowboys game? Because the guy never really got to play. He's pretty much been a special teamer until that last game against the Cowboys. That was meaningless as hell. But Corey Nelson, a pickup in free agency that played for Denver, that the Eagles offered the same amount of money that Denver did, but what the Eagles offered was him to be in a starting role if he competes and plays his ass off this offseason, does well. And he took that deal, and I don't blame him. So you have the total opposite with Corey Nelson. He is a great coverage guy, and he barely loses his man on coverage most of the time. But like Connor Barron, like Navorrow Bowman, these guys don't have great coverage skills. Now, it just depends. It really depends on what team we're facing, what running backs they have, how much speed they have on the offense. That's where it's going to matter the most. So Jim Schwartz will configure it and switch some guys around and kind of do the matchups. So you know, I understand our defense is going to be better than last year, at least a lot better than last year. And there are so many new pieces, so many new faces, so many come-up kids coming up and going to start and showing what they got. So once they put those pads on July 25th, it is going to be the real fucking deal. And we're going to see what these guys are all about. So I am down 100% bringing Navorrow Bowman in, bringing Connor Barwin in. Bring a body in at least. See what they got. See what they can do, okay? And, you know, I've already watched, like I told you in the last video, Connor Barwin, I've watched a video on him. Didn't really like too much that he was doing. I mean, he just looks like him declining at 30 years old. Okay, Navorrow Bowman's 29 years old, I think. 28 or 29 in his 9th year. And, you know, he could be going to a third team. I don't know if the Raiders are trying to retain him of his services, but I think the Eagles should at least take a look at him to a veteran minimum and try to bring him in, because there's no fucking way we're paying a linebacker much money. And, you know, you come off an injury, you got a lot to prove, okay? You got a lot to prove. Nigel Bradham was one of the best pickups that we had in the past few years. Did not expect him to really shine. Okay, I knew he was a veteran presence, and you know what I mean? But the way he's played has been astronomical, has been crazy. And his best game this year was probably the damn Panthers game. He was all over the field, tackling people left and right. But we're not going to have him for the first game. That's only one game, so I'm not really worried about it so much, you know, for an incident that happened 2 years ago. But bringing Navorrow Bowman in is not a bad idea. It's not. At least bring somebody in, you know, a veteran, just somebody. Because really, I want us to get younger linebacker, but you at least got to bring in that one guy, that one veteran guy. Like they brought in Ellerby, right? Ellerby came to this team, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? He went in there from the Jordan Hicks injury. They needed to replace him with somebody. We didn't have much. They didn't put Nate Gary on the field. They didn't want to, you know, when you're on practice squad, you're not going to get a lot of looks. Especially, you're not going to get on the field that much during the year unless it's the last game, and you're secured a playoff spot, or it's the last game and you need to beat this team. But we were already in that spot. Some guys that never played this year played. And honestly, Nate Gary last year, honestly, you know, he literally went from a safety to a linebacker, okay? I don't expect him to fucking go and flash, you know, his first year being on the field, okay? And he didn't flash at all last offseason, nothing. There was no news on him. What a waste. We were talking about what a waste of a draft pick he was, blah, 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 fucking blah. Now, this guy is putting up, he's doing very well, and he's showing he's very consistent on his tackling and being in the right spot at the right time and, you know, doing his thing. So there's a lot that goes into this, guys, but bring another linebacker in. The Eagles got to bring in at least one more guy in. This way we're kind of, you know, comfortable with what we're doing. So I'm happy about it, so why not? And I hope they make a move before training camp. Training camp is near, so I'm saying hopefully in the next week I think a move will be made, and I'll be surprised if it's not. But once it happens, I will be on here talking about it. So that's all I got to say. So who would you rather bring in Navorrow Bowman? Would you bring in Connor? Would you bring at least one of these guys in and see what they could do? So that's all I got to say, guys. I'm just chilling out. Going to be on some GTA time, so stay tuned for that. And come join that, because we're all going to be having a good time. So that's about it. That's it. So shake, squat up, fly, go fly. Peace.